If you watch television or listen to radio, you may have seen or heard the corporate news media's interpretation of what took place at the Duke Energy shareholders meeting in Charlotte on May 1st. But this is the Canary Coalition's real news. I'm Avram Friedman, reporting for the Canary Coalition. What you're about to see is a much more comprehensive type of news coverage than the American public is used to receiving. We're going to show you what actually happened, allow you to see and hear the information yourself, and draw your own conclusions, not our interpretations. If you appreciate this type of news coverage, please view the information at the end of the report and consider supporting the Canary Coalition with a donation. The Canary Coalition is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We do not accept money from polluting industries or any source that could represent a conflict of interest with our mission of creating a more sustainable planet.
Protest how all the Duke Energy folks have treated their customers. It's urgent that the spill be cleaned up, that the coal ash ponds be cleaned up, but it's even more urgent that the cost of this is covered by Duke Energy and not foisted onto the customers. This is our water supply. This affects everybody, and we can't live this way, and we don't want to die this way. We sure don't want to have to pay for it.
We're here to show Duke Energy that the people of North Carolina, of the South, and the world aren't going to take their dirty business model of building fossil fuel plants that we don't need, coal plants that are destroying our communities, poisoning our water, poisoning our air, and destroying the world. It's time for them to stop, to accept responsibility for what they've done, and do the right thing going forward, including investing heavily in solar energy and stop blocking it in the state legislature.
We're out here today because Duke Energy constantly wants to make the customer pay for the mistakes they're making while their executives and shareholders are profiting at our expense.
Duke Energy is the largest corporate utility not only in Charlotte, not only in the state of North Carolina, also in the United States, but also in the entire world. And with that comes a huge responsibility. And that's why we're here today to demand that they finally take responsibility, that they provide clean, renewable energy, that they quit coal altogether. And that's what we want.
Oh, we're radical environmentalists. Yes, we're radical environmentalists. We like clean air and clean water and our rivers in good order. Yes, we're radical environmentalists. Oh, we don't like energy from fossil fuels. And we know that fracking kills, we ain't no fools. Rather hear windmills squeaking than see that coal ash leaking. Oh, we're radical environmentalists. We've seen drilling, we've seen spilling in our time. Now it's time to put our bodies on the earth and soil, 'cause we're radical environmentalists. Yes, we're radical environmentalists. When people mess with Mother Earth, it makes us pissed. We'll get out and tell the others that the earth is still our mother. They will all be true environmentalists.
That crime scene tape, because we know that what Duke Energy is doing is a crime. That people are simply not allowed to dump arsenic and lead and mercury into our rivers and get away with it. And not only that, but expect their customers to pay for the cleanup. That's criminal behavior. It's not only criminal, but it is immoral. It's immoral to poison our lakes and our rivers, especially when there are so many options. Where Duke Energy is refusing to move above the 3.3 in their integrated resource plan, when they could easily adapt their energy production to solar and wind, but they're not doing it. And they're not doing it because it's just not going to pad the pockets of their CEOs. $3.7 billion in net profits last year, and none of it is going into more sustainable energy production. That's a crime.
Well, there were a lot of good questions asked by people who are passionate about protecting our planet from climate change, people concerned a lot about coal ash, concerned about Duke Energy's liability related to coal ash and cleanup. Fundamentally, Lynn Good was well prepared with kind of stock answers. She didn't deviate from any of the previous public statements that Duke has made on those issues. So I think we just saw more of the same kind of Duke Energy PR.
Clean water! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Clean water! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Clean water! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Clean water! When do we want it?
Lady Liberty, but I'm actually from Asheville, Kendall Hale, and I'm part of a group of people who are soon to appear as a metaphor for the corporate Duke monopoly, which is centered around CEO Lynn Goodman and has strangled our government here. And so the tentacles will represent all of these politicians and the utilities commissioner, the legislature. And in this state, you can't really tell anymore where Duke ends and where the government begins, and where the government begins and where Duke ends. And that's not democracy, and that's not what the people of this state deserve and need. We have to have choice. They want choice, and that's what liberty stands for, is choice and democracy. And the people in this state have lost that. And we just think that, we need to keep making the point that the environment and the people need to come first, and profits need to come behind that. And right now it's the other way around. It's like corporate profits before nature.
Duke Energy has 37 online coal ash impoundments or ponds at 15 different sites. Most coal ash ponds are in rural areas, so residents living near them often rely on wells to supply their drinking water and making the water more susceptible to contamination. More than half of Duke Energy sites have a larger minority population than the county where the site is located.
That's right. Teach.
In Blues Creek in Stokes County is 55.9% minority, while the county is only 8.3% minority, but the population around that site, according to the Cedar Grove Institute, is 55.9% minority. 75% of Duke Energy sites have a higher percentage of people living in poverty, living in proximity than the county at large. So these sites are around minorities, black and brown people, and poor people.
That's right.
And it's time for black and brown people and poor people and all people of goodwill to unite against this environmental tragedy. State Representative Pricey Harrison of Greensboro noted that she first introduced regulating coal ash in 2009, and she has introduced it every year since without success, and she has said that this is in part due to Duke Energy's protest and lobbying. Her words, as she quoted, are, "They've been spending a lot of money lobbying against any regulation." The truth is that money could have been going toward the cost of cleaning up the coal ash rather than fighting regulation. After a metal pipe from Duke Energy coal ash pond broke, the Dan River Power Station on February the 2nd, 39,000 tons of toxic ash poured into the river. And I want our friends who are seeing us by streaming, that's why I'm being very meticulous, that we inform not just us here, but those that will hear us.
That's right. That's right.
It left a thick coat of sludge that along the river bed, along the bottom of the river, because coal ash goes down,
That's right.
for 70 miles. Somebody say 70 miles.
70 miles.
So coal ash doesn't stay where it's spilled. It continues to flow. Now, we are not against business. We are not against good business. We're not against good business practices. But we are against business practices that step on and hurt and put at risk the lives of people.
That's right.
And that must be cleaned up. You know, I'll say it, it's not wrong for Governor McCrory to have worked for Duke, but it is wrong for his administration to use quirks in the law to undermine serious punishment and regulation.
Yeah.
It is wrong for him to have worked for a corporation and get sworn in to uphold the Constitution for the people, but pay more attention to the corporation than he does the people. That's wrong.
That's wrong.
And the truth is, Democrats and Republicans have not put in the necessary regulations that should have been there. Let's be honest.
That's right.
But what is wrong about this current extremism under the leadership of Tillis and Berger and McCrory and funded by Aunt Pope is the seeming disdain for the voice of the people and the legislation that would protect the people from the monopolized and harmful actions of a business. That's what's so extreme here. Environmental groups have been raising the alarm about these uncovered coal ash ponds long before February, and yet the NC Department of Environment and Natural Resources continually refuse to make Duke Energy take any action to protect the people from this dangerous ash.
Yeah.
Access to clean, say clean,
Clean.
safe, say safe, drinking water, say is a fundamental human right.
Money makes Duke's world go round, Duke's world go round, Duke's world go round. Money makes Duke's world go round, it makes Duke's world go round. A mark, a yen, a buck or a pound, a buck or a pound, a buck or a pound. It all makes the world go round, a clinking, clanking sound. It makes Duke's world go round. Money, 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 money. Money makes Duke's world go round, Duke's world go round, Duke's world go round. Money makes Duke's world go round, all that we are sure. Upon the poor. Money, 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 money makes our world go round, our world go round, our world go round. Money makes our world go around, the clinking, clanking sound. Money, 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 money. Get a little, money, money, money. Get a whole lot more. Is all that makes the world go round, Duke's world go round, Duke's world go round. It's all that makes Duke's world go round. Money, 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 money.
It was, first of all, they did the vote for the board of directors, and so I would not permit any discussion. Nick Wood challenged him on it and got escorted out. I challenged him on it after Nick had said, "Wait a minute, you have to have discussion of the issues before you vote on the issues." I said, "No, we're not doing that there." They tried to escort me out. I said, what rule of order, what deliberative body allows you vote before any discussion? So now we're taking those afterwards, and I challenged the whole legitimacy of the thing. But there were a lot of great points made, and very, very passionate kinds of discussion, and you got platitudes back.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, coal ash has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, coal ash has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, coal ash has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, coal ash has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, coal ash has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho.
55% of the rivers do not support life that should be there. They're not fishable, they're not swimmable, and they're not drinkable. 55%. Another 23 are in fair condition and are on that way to being in poor condition. We cannot risk the destruction of any more of our nation's waterways for ourselves and for the animals that make up the biodiversity of this nation that support all life. We have to protect these rivers, and anything that's going to threaten the last 45% of our drinkable rivers, of our swimmable rivers, has no place in this world.
About some of the toughest questions were about Duke Energy's duplicity and hypocrisy around doing one thing and saying another. Like, some people raised issues about their ad buys that said they're committed to cleaning up, doing the right thing, but they're not really doing the right thing because they're fighting Judge Ridgway's order that says they must immediately clean up the source of coal ash pollution. So, she just gave a lot of stock answers.
Use your cash to clean up your ash. 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 Use your cash to clean up.
A dozen countries, because we're told that there are bad people out there who want to take our freedom. They want to attack our democracy. They want to end our way of life. Or what if the things that Duke has been doing, purposefully poisoning our water, purposefully polluting our air, endangering the lives of our citizens, endangering the future of our children? What if that was another nation or an organization somewhere out there? This nation, this country would have bombed them into the Stone Age by now. But because it makes money for a corporation that stands right here, they don't call it terrorism. We hold them up as heroes, and we allow them to be pushed into places of power so they can continue the process. So what I'm saying is that what is going on behind us, what they are discussing in these boardrooms, what these people are making decisions on, are acts of war and acts of terrorism. I'm so glad to see people out here together to fight. I wish it was only Duke. We got Bank of America down the street. We got Wells Fargo. We got energy companies across this land committing the same crimes and atrocities. But the only thing that matters is that we stand up here. Because if we stand up here, we know we have brothers and sisters standing up in their location. And the only way that we can defeat this giant is through people's power.
Yeah! All right. People power now. 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 People power now.
To live in a community that I love with a family that I love, and so that's why I have to be here and I have to fight every single day. Not just today on May Day, not just today at the shareholders meeting, but every single day to make sure that one day I can be okay with the fact of having a family and having my own future and my children's future one day that's sustainable and that is not going to be destroyed by corporations like Duke Energy. Thank you.
We want clean, 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 clean energy, clean energy. We want clean, 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 clean energy, clean energy. We want clean, 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 clean energy, clean energy. Beautiful, keep it going. Clean, clean, clean energy, clean energy. We want wind, we want solar, we want efficiency all over. We want wind. We want solar, we want efficiency all over. We want wind, we want solar, we want efficiency all over. Wait, keep it going. We want wind, we want solar, we want efficiency all over. We want wind, we want solar, we want efficiency all over. We want wind, we want solar, we want efficiency all over. We want wind, we want solar.
Well, we're here to tell Duke Energy that the present way that they're doing business is not working for the people of North Carolina. They may be getting rich, but the people of North Carolina are suffering, and the earth in North Carolina is suffering because of their policies.
To pay up. It's time to clean up. It's time to get this mess up. Get it up. And it's time for us to stand up. It's time for us to speak up. And there will not be healing in North Carolina. There will not be salvation in North Carolina. There will not be justice in North Carolina until this coal ash is cleaned up and people's lives are protected. Clean it up, and we'll be a better state. Clean it up, and we'll be a better people. Clean it up, and then you will be a good business partner. Clean it up, and then governor, you will be governor of all the people. Clean it up, clean it up, clean it up, clean it up.
The chorus is home, home on the earth. Her beauty's beginning to fade. We've got to act fast, 'cause our luck might not last. And our earth we just can't throw away. If you didn't get it, that time, you'll get it the next time it comes around, okay? Oh, give me a home where the rivers don't foam and the squirrel and the chipmunk can play. Where the lakes all have fish you can put on your dish and the skies are not foggy and gray. Here you go. Home, home on the earth, her beauty's beginning to fade. We've got to act fast, 'cause our luck might not last, and our earth we just can't throw away. That damn coal ash waste is inclined to escape when into the ground it is dumped. We don't want PCBs in the birds and the bees, and dioxin on our babies' rumps. Here comes the chorus. Home, home on the earth, her beauty's beginning to fade. We've got to act fast, 'cause our luck might not last, and our earth we just can't throw away. Oh, give me a home inside the ozone. There's danger in those cosmic rays. Oceans up to our necks from the greenhouse effect. Please don't throw all this beauty away. Last time. Home, home on the earth. Can't hear you. Her beauty's beginning to fade. We've got to act fast, 'cause our luck might not last, and our earth we just can't throw
energy, it's not just that they lag behind other companies when it comes to disclosure, they lag behind other energy companies when it comes to disclosure. A survey of major corporations last year looking at do they disclose this money or not found Duke ranked in the bottom 20%. Whereas energy companies like ConocoPhillips, Anadarko Petroleum, they actually ranked in the top 20%. Now, corporations feel the heat and they understand how bad it looks to keep this money secret. Transparency is not bad for business, and if it is, we all have to ask the question, well, what kind of business is that? And we have a right to know.
The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united.
What if we cut our energy use, our water, or whatever we're using by half, and gave that savings to some of the many organizations that were here to do work to counteract the damage of Duke, the damage of fracking, the damage of water pollution, and put half of that, made that commitment to cut the usage by half and then give that same amount of money and push that through. We need to support what we want to see, and we need to also make sure we're fighting what we don't want to see.
The room was pretty full. I would say there was, 200 people in there, and almost all the questions were challenging, tough questions to her about Duke saying one thing and doing another fundamentally.
The lines between Duke Energy and the North Carolina government right now are really blurred. It's not clear where Duke ends and the government begins, and it's not clear who has power. Well, it is clear who has power over whom. The government should be regulating Duke. Instead, Duke is controlling the government.
Oh, there were a lot of people who didn't get their questions asked. Yeah. But it was very frustrating. You know, it's just, you know, if you have the power, you can stand up and say platitudes. Thank you for your comment. End of story.
Their pockets get bigger. Our children get sicker. Their pockets get bigger. Our children get sicker. Their pockets get bigger. Our children get sicker. Their pockets get bigger. Our children
has a history of trying to hide its spending and get its way in North Carolina and in other states. Today's measure deals with political spending, but I think we all need to look at recent history, how this money has been used to win elections in North Carolina, to win judicial elections, where these judges who win 10 years down the road can make favorable rulings, and how in the world will we ever hold them accountable then? Duke has pushed its agenda through the American Legislative Exchange Council, or ALEC, in North Carolina, and there is a whole agenda. This is about coal ash. This is about Duke trying to make real clean energy like solar less affordable. It's about ALEC and Duke trying to keep the chemicals used in fracking secret. It's about trying to roll back renewable energy standards in North Carolina. There is a whole agenda to take away the hard-won victories of the environmental community, of others, to protect themselves, and they're doing it with money we can see and we can't see, and that has got to stop.
The crowd was very respectful. They listened respectfully. There, at the beginning, one gentleman was escorted out by Duke Energy security. You'll have to ask him, that was Nick, about that. But pretty much people listened attentively. I think some of them shared the concerns that were brought up by people. And hopefully it will make a dent in the Duke Power PR machine.
They understand there's a fight. There was a fight. They've got a fight going on. They're in a weakest position they've ever been in, and they can whistle past that their own graveyard. But that's what they're doing.
Oh, we're the raging grannies, and we've come to have our say, to speak out for the people and to tell them there's no way to justify a rate hike for Duke Energy today. No rate hike, no way. That's your part. So listen to the people and just turn the rate hike down. We don't want their toxic fuel polluting all our towns. We demand that you all listen to the citizens today. No rate hike, no way. That's it. The bosses at Duke Energy grow richer every day. They're raking in the millions and they now want us to pay. They got a rate hike last year and they'll screw us this year too. And now they want their cleanup costs to come from me and you. So listen to the people and just turn the rate hike down. We don't want their toxic fuel polluting all our towns. We demand that you all listen to the citizens today. No rate hike, no way. They're burning coal and natural gas and it's so plain to see. They're wrecking our environment and our economy. They shouldn't be rewarded for their wasteful business plans. They're building toxic plants that should be banned. So listen to the people and just turn the rate hike down. We don't want their toxic fuel polluting all our towns. We demand that you all listen to the citizens today. Come on, no rate hike, no way. If you cave in now to their demands, there'll be no end in sight to the rate hikes that they'll take from us. That gives us pride and pride. They're building nuclear power plants without a hard-earned dough. Fukushima should have taught us that's a crazy way to go. So listen to the people and just turn the rate hike down. We don't want their toxic fuel polluting all our towns. We demand that you all listen to the citizens today. No rate hike, no way.
We know unequivocally that Duke Energy is not only polluting our political process, but they're polluting our waterways. They're polluting our waterways with toxic arsenic, cadmium, chromium, lead, selenium, and thallium, the rat poison thallium that is so toxic it's not even legal to put it in rat poison anymore, but Duke Energy is putting it in our waterways. And we're here to tell Duke Energy, I will be going in there today to talk to the CEO of Duke Energy as a shareholder, to implore her to clean up her act, to keep toxic, poisonous water pollution out of our waterways and not contaminating public drinking water supplies like Mountain Island Lake right here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yes.
I have in my hands right here coal ash that our water keepers collected from the French Broad, the Catawba. I can tell you that our water keepers, our Cape Fear River Keeper who is here, Kemp Burdette, our Catawba River Keeper, our French Broad River Keeper who is here as well, our Yadkin River Keeper, our Hall River Keeper, all the river keepers in North Carolina can find this same toxic coal ash polluting their waterways. We are here in solidarity with everyone, to tell Duke Energy that they must clean up their act, stop polluting our political process, and stop polluting our waterways.
No way! The people shouldn't have to pay no rate hikes! No way! The people shouldn't have to pay no rate hikes! No way! The people shouldn't have to pay no rate hikes! No way! The people shouldn't have to pay no rate hikes! No way! The people shouldn't have to pay no rate hikes!
As a member of a citizen of the Roanoke River Basin. On February 2nd, when up to 82,000 tons of coal ash and 27,000 gallons of contaminated water reached into the Dan River, our lives in the Roanoke River Basin were changed forever. That day...
Oh yeah, there was lots of questions of coal ash, but it was all platitudes from their point. We're concerned, we're going to work through the Utilities Commission, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Nothing beyond Dan River, by the way. Or three, no, they mentioned three. Dan River, Asheville, and Sutton. There's one more. I'm forgetting the other one. Yeah. They'll have a plan by the end of 2014.
We're not gonna go away until you say that Duke will pay. We're not gonna go away until you say that Duke will pay. We're not gonna go away until you say that Duke will pay. We're not gonna go away until you say that Duke will pay. We're not gonna go away until you say that Duke will pay.
I just want to impress upon people that this is actually very, very serious. We have this funny octopus, we have this Oscar around here chanting, but people's lives are at stake. People have died, literally have died because of Duke Energy's toxic pollution. Across this state, there are communities that have suffered for decades next to these coal ash plants. They have breathed in toxic air, and now they're drinking toxic water. It's very, very real. It's a clear moral decision. I want electricity. I want affordable electricity. I want to be able to turn on my lights any time of day, and I realize you can't live for free, but you cannot make people pay with their lives. There is a better way of doing things.
Another sample to show you. This is taken from Draper Landing, downriver of the Dan River Eden spill that happened on February 2nd that so many of us know about. And many, many North Carolinians, thousands of people are currently suffering from living downstream from this disaster. That pollution will be there for years to come. It's not a one-time incident. And so Deborah lives downstream near Carr Lake, where we've heard maybe there's coal ash in your drinking water reservoir, maybe there's not. Maybe your children will be playing in it, maybe not. And we want straight answers from the government. We want straight answers from the EPA, from the North Carolina Department of Environment and Natural Resources, and we want Duke to clean up all of its coal ash across the state, and for all utilities and coal plants to clean up coal ash across the United States. We need to set that example.
Use your cash to clean up your ash! 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 Use your cash to clean up.
The North Carolina Environment
Environmental Justice Network is very concerned about what will happen with this coal ash spill, especially since this state and its corporations have a history of practicing environmental racism when it comes to where and what they will do with their toxic waste. It seems that the only place they choose to look is in the direction of Afro-American, people of color, and poor communities. In light of what happened in Perry County, Alabama, we are watching what will happen here, as we do not wish for any of our communities to become another Perry County look-alike. Yes, do you feel, Ms. Naima, on this?
I'm turning my back on Duke Energy's building right now. As you can see, I'm turning my back on the shareholders because, frankly, I don't think they listen to us talk. I think that the only thing they listen to is money, and so this is why I kind of want to do this little thing called Coal Ash Wednesdays. When I cut my power off on Wednesdays, I cut my main breaker off for as long as I possibly can, just to reduce my use of coal-based energy.
People power! 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 Do what they've always done, pass their costs on to you. McCrory watched it happen in Duke Energy too, protecting their profit line while we all get screwed. We're on to their lying schemes, we know they ain't true. We demand they come clean for once and